Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, this video, Jay, is for our Tsonga people. Oh my God, the interpretation was on point. Everything, they were just in sync. Guys, that was perfect interpretation. Some of us don't understand the language, but it was just mwah, it was just proper. Everything that was happening there. The interpreter and the lady, Mrs. Mudau, the Sergeant Mudau, they were well gelling. So they were gelling well together. Okay, everything was just proper. So that was something very important that I thought let's also talk about it because interpretation in this trial hasn't always been consistent or neutral. In the sense of Meyuamera trial, language is not just communication tool, it's part of the evidence itself. So when the Tsonga interpretation is done properly, it actually stabilizes the whole courtroom process. What likely stood out about this particular Tsonga interpretation? Firstly, accuracy of meaning, not just words. A good interpreter doesn't translate word for word, they carry the intention. In court, that's critical. If a witness speaks in Tsonga and says something nuanced, especially about police conduct, timelines, or identity, a weak interpreter can distort that. Here, the interpreter seems to have preserved the context and tone, not just the vocabulary. And that was what was best for me because everything was just perfect. Everything that Mamuda was saying, it was properly translated and it went from Tsonga to English, from English to isiZulu. It was just proper. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Secondly, no editing or summarizing. One of the biggest complaints earlier in the trial, especially involving interpretation issues, was that interpreters would summarize or skip parts of objections or legal arguments. A proper Tsonga interpretation would have translated everything, including interruptions, carried over legal objections, not just witness answers. That alone is a big win for fairness. That was what was making me excited. Thirdly, clarity for the accused. Remember, under Section 35 of the Constitution, the accused must fully understand proceedings. If the Tsonga interpretation was clean and continuous, it means the accused could actually follow cross-examination in real time. Defense instructions to counsel are more informed, no prejudice built up silently. That's huge because poor interpretation can quietly undermine a whole defense. Number four, a neutral tone, no bias, no influence. A strong interpreter doesn't lean toward either the state or defense. If you notice the Tsonga interpreter being calm, consistent, not inserting their own emphasis, then that's exactly what the court needs. Why this matters in the trial specifically, given everything we've seen, disputed confessions, contested statements, and procedural fights, language accuracy becomes part of the chain of evidence. And if interpretation is flawed, a confession can appear stronger or weaker than it really is. A witness can sound contradictory when they are not. Cross-examination loses its precision. But when it's done properly, like how I'm putting right now out the Tsonga interpretation, it actually strengthens the credibility of the process itself, removes one potential ground for appeal. So now this is why we have people have been critical before. We've been very critical when it comes to interpretation in that courtroom. We've been very critical. Shem, I do not want to lie, especially around interpretation gaps during heated exchange involving counsels like advocates, Advocate Ramsipili, Misi, Ngumalo, and the state and the judge. Okay. So when the Tsonga interpretation is finally done right, it stands out immediately because it restores order, it removes confusion, it lets the legal battle happens cleanly. So I was very, very happy. Now, let's zoom into a high impact courtroom moment where proper Tsonga interpreted didn't just help, it changed how testimony landed in court. Now, the moment Valeria Station, the phone that nobody booked. So everything came down to one simple but explosive issue. Was the cell phone ever officially recorded at the station? Guess what Mudau and the interpreter did? They made sure that the witness, what she said, it was very critical, and the witness explained it in Tsonga, something along the lines of the station has procedures. If any item like a cell phone is found in the cell, it must be recorded, processed, and documented through official registers. And now here is where the things usually go wrong in court. A weak interpreter might reduce that to, yes, there are procedures, but this interpreter was proper, guys. She was just proper. And yes, that's where everything looked like it's harmless on the surface, but it kills the impact. And here, everything was just done the way it needs to be done. Now, the correct Tsonga interpreter did the things that needed to be done. This time, the interpreter fully carried the meaning across. She made sure they were doing, I don't know how to put it. It became clear that the witness wasn't just describing procedure. She was simply, or she was implicitly confirming those procedures were not followed in this case, and suddenly the courtroom dynamic shifted. Now, because now the testimony wasn't neutral anymore, it became destructive for the state version. And we people that are not Tsonga speaking, we could sense, we could hear, we could understand. That's what I like when it comes to us South Africans, even though you don't speak a certain language, when people are resonating with you, you will hear them somewhere, somehow. I don't know. It's quite a divine situation. It's quite a divine issue, but it happens. Oh, it happens, guys. It becomes very divine. You won't get it if you are not the one that is hearing it or experiencing it. Now, with proper interpretation, the court could clearly understand if a phone was truly found, it must appear in records, no SEPS 13 or SEPS 22 or OB entry, no official record, the chain of evidence is broken. So the real meaning became, if it was done properly, there would be a record, and there isn't one. That's not just procedure, that's reasonable doubt being built in real time. And guess what? It was done in Tsonga, and we all could understand what was happening. That is what was nice for me. Now, this one interpreted moment directly fits into chain of custody collapse, admissibility challenges, possible contamination or fabrication arguments, and it weakens the broader narrative tied to phone evidence, location, tower data, even links to alleged communication chains. And all of this was happening through interpretation and precisely. Before that moment, the phone evidence treated like a given. After that moment, because of correct interpretation, the phone became very suspicious. The state looks like it's filling gaps instead of proving the facts. And the deeper insight in this situation was that what made it exclusive is not just what was said, it's that language. That language almost hid the truth, then exposed it. That was so perfect. If that Tsonga statement had been poorly interpreted, the witness sounds cooperative, the state survives. But because it was interpreted properly, the witness becomes a silent weapon for the defense. The entire phone narrative started to unravel. And now the truth didn't change, the language did. And suddenly the state case started collapsing in real time. And the other thing that was so perfect, that was so great, was that Advocate Baloyi was sitting there listening his home language, understanding everything that his sister was saying there. Not blood sister, but home girl. He understood everything. That is what was proper for me. And that was the masterpiece on all of that. What are your thoughts when it comes to that? I'll see you on our next video. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.